Welcome, language learners from all around the globe, to Listen Up, the podcast that takes you on a captivating voyage through the English language. Whether you've just started your journey or have been navigating the intricacies of English for some time, this podcast is designed to be your trusty compass, guiding you towards fluency and unlocking the wonders of English. I'm your host, Karen, a passionate traveller and an experienced teacher of English as a second language. Join me as we embark on an exciting expedition filled with British history read by a native speaker. Together, we'll conquer the challenges and celebrate the victories of learning English as a foreign language. Each episode of Listen Up will immerse you in a variety of topics, from aspects of British culture, history, and literature. We'll explore useful vocabulary that will empower you to communicate confidently in English. If you want to read along with the podcast, head to my website www.onepawinthesand.com/ESL. The link is in the description. But this podcast isn't just about learning English in isolation. It's about building a community of language learners, supporting one another, and fostering a love of the English language. I encourage you to engage with us through my Patreon page, where you can connect with fellow learners, ask questions, and share your own language journey. So, whether you're sipping tea in Tokyo, walking the streets in Sao Paulo, or studying in a bustling cafe in Berlin, Listen Up is here to accompany you on your quest for English fluency. Join me as we embark on this transformative expedition, where language becomes an adventure and your dreams of effective communication become a reality. Today's episode is called The Mini. Some cars are special not just because they're well made, but because they really change how things are done in the whole car industry. One of these special cars is the famous Mini. This car completely changed how we think about small cars. Back in the 1950s and 60s, things were changing a lot in the car world. Petrol was getting more expensive, and there were more and more cars in the cities, causing traffic. People needed cars that used less petrol and were smaller. This is when a group of really smart engineers and designers at a company called the British Motor Corporation, the BMC, decided to make a car that would fix these problems. This was the start of the Mini. The main person behind the Mini was a very smart engineer. He had a big idea: to make a car that was different from the normal car. He wanted to put the engine in the car in a new way, so there was more room inside the car. This new way also helped the car drive better in the city. He also thought about making the car look nice because it worked well, not just for looks. This way, the car would be safe for the driver, which was very important. Making this idea real took time. The main engineer and his team had to think in new and creative ways. The way they put the engine in the car was different, and they had to be very clever to fit everything. They made the car's design simple but attractive, with small parts hanging over the edges, a shape that was almost the same on both sides, and big windows. This made the car look cool and also helped the driver see better. On this day, 26th of August 1959, they showed the Mini to the world for the first time. Even though it looked small from the outside, it had a lot of room inside. The wheels were pushed far to the corners, and the engine was put in a different way than most cars. This made the Mini have a lot of space inside and was easy to drive. People loved the Mini a lot. It wasn't just a car. It became a really famous cultural icon. It was great for driving on normal roads and even on racetracks. People liked it so much that it became a symbol of the 1960s, a time when people were having a lot of fun. The Mini was more than just a car. It was a great example of good engineering. And even today, it keeps inspiring how people make small cars, showing that a small idea can make a big change. And that wraps up another episode of Listen Up. I hope you enjoyed learning about my topic today and practicing your English. Remember, the exploration doesn't have to end here. If you have any lingering questions or want to continue the conversation, I've got some great opportunities for you. First off, I offer private lessons for those of you eager to expand your knowledge further, whether it's practicing today's subject or exploring other topics. I'm here to guide you on your English journey. Reach out to me through my website or social media platforms, and let's embark on a personalised learning experience together. I have been involved with training people for more than 10 years. I've been teaching English as a second language for over a year, in which time I have taught over 500 students, many of whom are regulars. But wait, there's more. If you're a devoted fan of Listen Up and want to show your support, consider joining our Patreon community. Your contribution directly helps us bring you more episodes and maintain the quality of our show. Your support truly means the world to me, and we couldn't continue this podcast without you. So whether you choose private lessons or Patreon, or both, I look forward to staying connected and exploring the fascinating realms of English as a second language together. Thank you once again for joining us on Listen Up. Until next time, keep practicing.